What's good, everybody? It's your boy O'Shea Dick Jackson and Dr. D back with another installment of the Hall of Game podcast. We gonna be nice to y'all tonight, man. We're not gonna beat you niggas down. We know we really roasted y'all the last time, but we love you like a play cousin. God is good. Subscribe to the bell. We created this show for African American men, and a lot of brothers that's out there and maybe in the black diaspora. This is more about business tips, networking, just bringing black men together under serious topics so that we can all help each other. And I'll let our brother Dr. D go ahead and introduce himself.
Hello, everybody. This is Dr. D. Dr. Dick's coming from South Carolina, back on the Hall of Game to give y'all some game and roast y'all a little bit more to get off your ass and make something of your life.
I promise we're gonna be nice tonight. So our brother Sub-Zero 3639, he gave us a really good topic, and I think probably what he felt was that I was not gonna do the show tonight, and he was like, man, he bullshitting, so he didn't probably show up. But he gave us topics tonight, like why is changing your life so difficult? But I decided to put why is changing your life so difficult for black men in 2021. Why is changing your life?
Oh, that was me. Sorry.
Okay. And it's a good topic, even though like I said, what do you think about the topic that we're dealing with tonight for the brothers?
I think it's an excellent topic. This leads up even from last year. When I first started coming on the Hall of Game, black men, the odds are against you, but you can't use the same excuses you used to use because you're in a poor predicament of life right now. We have political things that are going on. We have job relations that are going on. And a lot of black men are looking for a cop-out. You got to have responsibility and accountability for yourself and your actions because life is going to throw you curveballs. You need to plan for them. You need to learn how to audible. I mean, a lot of us talk about sports, but a lot of us don't know how to get to the line of scrimmage and call a pass or run. You sitting there looking to the sideline, and the sideline like, well, we put you in the game. You're supposed to know all the plays. You the quarterback. You wanted to be the quarterback on Madden, but you didn't know how to do it. So now you're stuck. And a lot of black men will make the excuse on, man, I can't get a better education. I can't learn how to be a truck driver. I can't learn any blue collar skills or any certifications because the white man is out here, got his foot on my neck and all that crap. But if Big Buddha LaQuisha over there tell you to go ahead and get that job to help pay that rent, you'll do it. And the thing is, you have to just take more accountability for your life. I'm 36 years old. I'll be 37 years old this year. And the thing is, I'm in the position I am now because of the decisions I made in the past 20 prior years of my life. Even when the pandemic was starting last February and March, when it became full-fledged in March, I was planning financially and planning for different skill sets to have because it hit everybody by surprise, but the pandemic really showed who was prepared for things in life and who wasn't. And black men, you cannot wing yourself through life anymore. You are going to fall flat on your face. It is serious out here. And I think black men as a whole got to stop with the afraid to fail in life to get where they need to get. It's sad, but a lot of y'all are afraid to fail. You handicap yourself. A lot of us have great intentions and great admiration for things, but we're just too afraid to take the risk to move somewhere else or to move forward. Because Kevin Samuel said you need to move 3 to 6 hours, I think he said, away from your house. Just move somewhere else to see how other things run. But a lot of black men are afraid to do it, and they're afraid of failing, but also if they fail, they don't know how to get back up. And I've been in that position myself. Like, oh shit, I think you made a video a long time ago. If nobody else don't believe in you, you got to believe in your damn self.
No, so, I definitely agree. What I want to do is I want to talk about, and shout out to brother Ask with Allen for the tuition paid for this. He was actually came from Dr. He came from Kevin Samuel's channel. But let me just be honest, because Dr. Welch is a brother that I've talked to. He's in internal medicine, and he's from the Midwest. And here's what my biggest thing is, like, what a lot of black men that have interest are they have something that they want to do. Like for me, it took me a long time to get into professional school, and UC Berkeley. And shout out to Dr. Patrick Brown, who admitted me into UC Berkeley post back in 2012. I had to drive so far to get to UC Berkeley every Tuesday and Thursday to try to get into medical school. And I was the only black person in that program. So I was from Sacramento driving to the Bay Area. So there wasn't even an African-American man in the Bay Area. And the San Francisco Bay Area is huge. You got San Francisco, you got Oakland, you got Richmond, you got Hercules, you got Vallejo. I was the only one. And when you're the only black person sometimes in fields that are not dominated by or not of blacks, it's hard to a lot of times build relationships with other groups because a lot of times you feel like the odd man out, right? And what that means is it's hard to, because sometimes when I came to medical school here, it was a little bit different because we had like 6 African Americans in our class, and I was able to make friends a lot better than I was in that program. And then it pushed me into a different situation because I was around the people who are trying to do the same thing. For a lot of black men, we're just not around the same amount of people trying to do the same thing. So when you're not in that situation where, let's say when you go into medical school and, you know, you're studying Moore's anatomy, you know, you have, you know, Lippincott biochemistry, and you can look at, see, this person's using Anki and that person's using a different method than you. Oh, okay, well, let me change up my things, and I'm not really doing well here, but I can be over there and do better. So you can pick up good habits from people who are doing very well. Even when I was in Uganda, you know, what we had the editors and stuff like that. You know, they were helping each other because they're in that same environment. And once you get in that same environment, it just flows better, which is why people work in co-working spaces, because they go to co-working spaces and then everybody's in that same sort of environment. And it's just and it kind of works better. What a lot of black people is, when you want to change your life, you need to be around the people that are really successful in what you take interest in. And when you're not around those people, it's not like you don't want to do it or that you're lazy. It's just sometimes is difficult because it keeps you like, damn, like, you know, I'm in a small city, or, you know, if you don't have a mentor, and those things are what it is, because like the family that you have around you is going to do the same thing. Not that they don't love you, because mama loves you. Mama just don't know what it means to be a medical doctor. Daddy loves you. He don't know what it means to be into computer science. It would be nice if he could help you, but really you're going to be on your own now, right? And now you have to, even when you do YouTube, mama love you. She don't know shit about YouTube. So you have to be in the same places that those people are at. And what a lot of black men lack is they're just not a lot of times in those places where they're at least trying to sell themselves and say, listen, I want to be a cardiologist, so I would like to be over here. Look, I want to be somebody in computer science. I want to be in tech, you know, so I want to put myself in those situations to meet people and then stay around those people, because you are who you hang around. That's the thing that we can't get around. Like, you are who you hang around. And a lot of brothers are homesick. I mean, that's the thing too. You have black men who go to college and then, you know, they want to come back. And then, you know, that also hurts a lot of young black men. But the thing about it is, a lot of black men are really, like you said, they kind of fail to, afraid to kind of, you know, to bet on themselves. Yep. And they don't believe, like, well, what if I fail? And the thing about it is that you got to stop thinking about what if you fail. A lot of people are out there willing to help black men. It could be other blacks or non-blacks, but you gotta get out there and you gotta get around the people that are doing what you do. You know, if you want to be a rich person, you need to hang around people who are doing that kind of stuff. If you can't, you intern. You do whatever you can to put yourself in that position with those people. You know, you do whatever you can, and you don't take no for an answer. And then you can see how successful people run their life. A lot of times we waste a lot of times, you know, doing BS. And guys, I know about Dr. Dre. This is not Dr. Dre stream. All right. I'll deal with that tomorrow. That's why niggas need to stay on topic. Okay. I understand this is not about Dr. Dre. So I think that what a lot of black men is just being comfortable. Because one thing about me, once I saw other people doing it, then I know that I could do it. Because a lot of black men are intimidated by doing hard things. But the thing is that you got to be able to believe that if they did it, you can do it. Which you can do it if you work at it.
Yeah.
And that's what's so hard about the change, because I don't feel I can do it. I'm self-doubting. I don't have the network. Well, I might as well just, not take the risk. And you can't get no great reward without risk. What do you think about that, brother?
Yeah, I completely agree. I will use myself as an example. I went to Robert Morris University in Pittsburgh, and I'm from South Carolina. I actually, from 2017 to 2020, I had to get on the airplane and fly to class 23 times. So I had to stay up there 2 weeks a year. And I will never forget the first time I went up there that Sunday. I was nervous as hell because it was Monday. They were throwing so much information at us sitting in class. And I said, what the hell have I gotten myself into? I came back. At that time, I was talking to my fiance. She wasn't my fiance at the moment, and we had a talk. And I went back in the second day. By Thursday, I said I could do this. After the first time I went back in September 2017, I said I can get my doctorate degree, and I finished with a 3.83. I think it's a 4.0. They messed up on one grade, but getting on that airplane, there were only two other people I could really ask. My uncle has a PhD, and the guy that recommended me for the program has the doctorate of science, which I got. There were times sitting at my house, I could ask nobody for help, because how many people, like you were saying, can you call up and say, you ever wrote a dissertation? The thing I'll tell people, writing a dissertation and writing a paper is two different things. You are given a blank sheet of paper, and you must start from scratch. You have to find every reference. You have to write it. Basically, I wrote everything out on paper and then typed it up. I did that for 3 years, traveling, working, doing my side jobs and everything. And at the time, I was not nervous about failing. The biggest thing was I need to make sure I get out of this school on time, because that was one of the things that the guy that recommended me for the program, he said, stay on task and make sure you do everything correctly. So getting on that airplane, going from where I live at to Augusta, Georgia, to Atlanta to Pittsburgh. And then it was weekend classes. So it was cold up there in Pittsburgh. It was only 2 black people in my cohort. So it was 15 of us. These the same people you start the program with, and these the same people you end with. Some people dropped out. I think it ended up being 14 of us because some people dropped out. And I looked at all the pictures on the walls from the people graduating. I said, that's not many black men up there. And there are not many black women. There were a couple. I said, I'm going to finish mine. But after a while, that becomes a second nature of finishing. It's just, wow, you look back on everything you did. Then I got my credit card receipts. Like, man, I'm spending $8,000-9,000 a year plus on plane tickets, a rental car, food, and all my vacation time for work. I had to sacrifice it because I was missing for 2 weeks a year. The people that I worked with at the time allowed me to miss work for a week. And I would do all my work on the weekends. I would go hang out with my girlfriend. She was my girlfriend at the moment. I would lay on her floor, do work when I would go to her house on the weekends, and come back and do the same thing at mine. So it was putting in a lot of work just to get that degree. And it is serious work that I had to put in. But because people say, why would you go to school in Pittsburgh? I don't care if the school was in Nevada. I don't care if it cost $1 million. I would have sold all my stuff just to finish that, because at that moment, I had a small window, and I knew that was something that would set my life apart from everybody else. So I just was sitting there. I'm one of those people in life I never want to be is what if. I said, let's go for it. And I called up, got my letters of recommendation, did the application, did the interviews, got my financial aid, paid what I had to, got my plane ticket for August 21st of 2017. The rest is damn history. So, and it's reaping major benefits. When I defended, and then I paid $700 to get an editor to edit my dissertation, and I got it published, and then I have a hard copy of it. It's worth every bit of it. So I could tell black men, do not quit on yourself. And there are going to be things in life, as you were saying, where you're going to be the only black person. I don't feel out of place. It's saying, well, I'm doing something right. It's sad to say this, but my dad told my brother and I don't know if he told my sister, he said, you want to know if you're doing something right in life? This is somebody born in 1948. I mean, he passed 18 years ago. He said, if you look around and you don't see a lot of us, that means you're doing something right. I said, yeah, that can't, yeah.
It's
And
an interesting way to look at it.
She said, what?
It's the interesting way to look at it for sure.
So you talking about somebody born in 48, a baby boomer, and that's what he told us. And as I get older, I notice I'm the only black person. My fiance is the only black female when she does things. I said, don't get intimidated about that. You're doing the right thing. Just keep going forward. I'm going to continue to push forward. I'm not going to stop doing what I'm doing. The thing is, now that I'm making strides, I can reach back and help out a lot of other young black men to get them the confidence, because it cost me $130,000. I don't care about the price. When you do the return on investment, that's another thing. I have a LinkedIn account and I see a lot of people go and get, I have what's called a doctorate of science in information systems and communications. There's PhDs, it's the same. But what people don't realize, black men, if you go get a doctorate degree, you got to get something in STEM. Please stop going getting the same kind of degrees. We have to start to set ourselves apart. I'm just calling it how it is, because we have a lot of problems, and us following the same trend is not going to fix them. Branch out. Well, because people are like, well, you got a doctorate of science. What's the difference between that and a PhD? There is no difference. If you Google Johns Hopkins University, University of Alabama, Columbia University, you can either choose a PhD, DSC. It's just like taking the ACT or the SAT. It's the same test. At the end of the day, I have the 3 letters behind my name, the 2 letters, whatever I want to put out there. But yeah, Jerry Beck, horrible mentality. Anyways, I don't know if he referring to something we talking about. I just glanced down and saw that. But the guy that said, been thinking about law school, go ahead and go for it. It is, I thought about that. Oh, in 2015, it was either I'm going to go to law school, because I had already bought the books, the GMAT books. I said, I'm going to go become a federal prosecutor, or I'm going to find, or, at that time, in 15, I had a lot of stuff happen. And I said, you know what? I'm young. I was about 31 at that time. And I said, I can go to law school and get a law degree, become a federal prosecutor. Lo and behold, I got the government job, and that didn't happen. I said, well, I'm going to need to get my PhD. I said, as the world is progressing, I need to go forward. I don't need to be stuck. And black men, you got to see the trends out here. The thing is, you got to keep moving forward. What was the topic of your thesis? The topic of my thesis was the automation of manufacturing and the potential effects on rural communities in South Carolina. That's exactly what the title of my dissertation was. So I know I was long-winded on that.
No, that's all right. Let me shout out to brother Gary Deemer. Thank you. He said salute to O'Shea and Dr. D. Big us. Appreciate the content. You're on it. It's about the effort in 2021 going forward. Shout out to brother Tony Davis to 1999. Let me just add like a few things. Like the thing about also is changing, right? Is when you want to change something, it takes a long time. Oh, I see, Doctor. Let me. I'll bring Dieter rolling after I make this statement. It takes a long time for that change to develop. So for me, I was out of school from January to November. It took me 5 weeks to get back into the study mode. Like I was studying here and there, but I had lost a lot of it because I was out of school for just I was in Uganda working, right? So it took me a long time to get out of I had to build back up to it. So I was changing, and trying to get back to where I was at. Just like if you're trying to lose weight and you're trying to get back into shape again, you have to change. All of that. Give yourself credit for like the little things that you're doing, right? It's the little small strides, because sometimes, it's hard for somebody to go from like you a hamburger eater every day and then you go completely vegan. Like then when you can't go completely vegan, you quit. But maybe you might eat meat 5 days a week now instead of 7. You might eat wheat, about a third week, you only eat meat twice a week. Then it's gradually, right? It's gradual that you're making these changes. And a lot of times, a lot of brothers will like, well, man, I'm not making all the change that I want. And so then they stop, So then they stop, or they keep hitting roadblocks and then they stop. So give yourself credit, and the only way that you can really make change in your life is to give yourself credit for what you've been doing. Like, sometimes you have to be your biggest fan. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think Kirk Franklin had made a song called "Encourage Myself." I don't know if that was him or somebody else, but it was a pretty good gospel song. So sometimes you're your biggest fan. Like, you're trying to get up at 5 a.m, you might get up at 6. Then so then the next day you get up at 5:30. So now hey, I'm making stride. You want to study like 8 hours a day, maybe you only studying 2. Then you get into 2.5. Then you get into 3. Your disciplines that it takes sometimes time to develop. And just because you can't get it right away, that doesn't mean that you're not making progress. You're just not there at your goal, but you're still on the way. So you still on the way. A lot of guys are on the way and then they quit, like when they were on the way, and then they stop. For example, first year, this guy's name was Patrick, right? He was really talented in medical school. He was just doing really good. But the guy had a girlfriend in Chicago. The dude, Polish dude too. Dude dropped out of medical school.
What?
To go with his girlfriend to go be a nurse. I'm talking about, he was doing better than everybody. Like, he was doing better than me. I was really struggling the first semester. Like, the first 5 weeks, 6 weeks, I was like, man, I don't really think I could be here. Because, I was out of school for like 4 years. And then I went straight into medical school. So I was like, shit. You know what I mean? I was out competitively. And I was like really depressed because I was doing so bad. This guy was killing it. And he goes back to Chicago. And I'm like, everybody was trying to tell him to stay. The school was telling him, look, man, you're doing good, man. Why do you want to leave? He's like, I just don't want to do this. He left. But I know you're kicking. I mean, and I can see it, the way I was doing, I should have left. But the thing about it was, I noticed that, I was making some progress, right? So I was gaining confidence. And that's the thing. Like, once you start making progress, you get to start gaining confidence in your ability. It's like, oh, okay, I'm getting a little closer. Oh, okay, I'm getting a little closer. And then after you get that initial confidence builder, then it's easier. But you need that. And then sometimes some people might not be able to say, hey, man, you're doing a good job. Because that also helps, right? Support systems definitely help. Sometimes you need your mom, like my mom. My mom and my dad was my biggest support system the first year. I would call my mom like, yo, mom, I'm doing, baby. She was like, that's all right, baby. If they can do it, you can do it. So just keep on going. And then just to hear those words of encouragement, that kept me pushing, So, you need some people in your, the amen corner, so to speak, that. And then also just understand that your change takes time. Anything that you want to do that's great, it takes time. Especially if it's hard, it takes time, So when it takes time, look at the small increments, because if you're making small increments, that means you could at least stick with it, right? And then if you can stick with it, small increments over time, it add up. Just like when you're studying for a block, and Dr. Where's Dr. Welch at? I don't know if he's still here. But if anybody knows, if you do medicine, any course, OBGYN, internal medicine, biochem, pathology, how do you study for exams? Everybody knows you study for exams with Q banks. Okay, Q banks are hard. Okay, you use whatever Q bank, if it's USMLE RX or whatever, but that you need Kaplan, that you need to go through the Q bank before a shelf. And at first, when you attack a Q bank, you don't know anything. You might get 15% of the questions right. Like if you're studying in class, like with Amboss or something. So you're like, damn, I'm not getting any of these questions right. And then every question that you're studying, in the case study or the clinical, you're going through each answer to see why it's right or why it's wrong. But as you're understanding like, oh, that's wrong because of this. That's wrong because of that. And then that one's wrong because of that. So then when you revisit the question blank again, now you're making connections. It don't happen on the first day, because on the first day, you might not know anything, right? But day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6, Now you're putting everything together. You see in the big picture how it works. You know what I'm saying? So now it's like, oh, okay, I've made progress. I'm not ready for the exam right now, but I'm closer to the exam than I was because I've been working at it, and it's about now it's not as okay. So now it's not that hard. You know what I mean? So this is what you got to do. It just the process of doing this. So let me bring brother Sub-Zero in. Let me just shout these super chats out because this is his topic. I want him to, and then we'll bring everybody else in. Let's take the things seriously. When you're trying to turn your life around, life can feel like walking 100 miles through hell. It's not easy, but not good. Nothing comes easy. Thank you. 57 tips on getting into IT. I think I'm qualified, but no network. Been prototyping for 1.5 years at UX UI design, but I only got rejections. Simeon, changing your life, not hard. I've done it, and my city has the highest crime rate in America. I've been through hell and back. What city you in, bro? Brother Sam Q, thank you. And let me go ahead and bring on Sub-Zero. And then we got Q, thank you. So we got the other guys. Let's go ahead and let Sub-Zero talk about this because it is a topic. What's up, brother?
Hey, brother, how you been, man? Glad to see you back in the West.
Yeah, I was having some good.
Yeah. Well, yeah, man. I was just glad to be on here, man. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. The reason I wanted to bring this subject up was really just, I see a lot of people making New Year's resolutions, talking about changing their lives and doing different things, and that's one of the hardest things in the world to do. And I think a lot of times it's a struggle because you have all these tendencies and bad habits, bad spending habits, bad company that you keep, bad relationships with family, girlfriends, wives. So it takes an extreme level of focus. It's almost like a rocket ship leaving, going up. It would have to, it takes so much for that rocket ship to get airborne. It has to release all this combustible gas or whatever to be able to, rise up. And so when it comes to changing your life, man, it has a lot to do with really one of the biggest things is really, I think in life, one of the things I saw personally, we get caught up, especially in this space of YouTube, talking about racism, white supremacy, and others. The system is designed for us to fail and stuff. And you'll find, man, when you really start trying to change your life and you get out there, that some of the biggest hindrances in your life aren't going to be racism. That's not the number one for me. It's not. One of the problems is your own habits, your own shortcomings, your own things, vices that may hold you back, your lack of discipline or your lack of organizational skills, your lack of communication. Those are things that hold people back 9 times out of 10. And I think the reason that is because we have to stop being myopic. I think when it comes to, thinking that success is all centered on, some white man. They fail in business. White people, if you get away from this black space of YouTube and go look, white people fail like you wouldn't believe, and they got all the resources in the world. So business and that's just business is just one example. But in any area of facet, man, self-accountability, individual choice, responsibility plays a major role, just in my opinion, as far as changing your life.
All right, and let me thank you, brother SC Supreme. I'm from Helena, Arkansas, but I moved to Canada a few years ago. Thank you, brother. Anybody else want to jump in on that?
Well, one more thing, O'Shea. Somebody said something about wanting to break into IT. Reach out to me, Sub-Zero3639 at Gmail. I've had over 30 some odd students get $100,000 a year. I've been training for about 3 years, coming up in March. So we're starting a new class in about a little over a month. So if you're interested in learning IT and getting into database development, reach out to me, Sub-Zero3639. I run Lift in the Veil IT Academy. Sorry.
Yeah, so I was just gonna add a little bit to what Sub-Zero said, if I can. But hey, thanks guys for having me on. What's up, O'Shea, Dr. Dix?
I emailed you back, man. About
I seen your email. I got what I'm trying to do is do it like once every weekend. So I was looking at not this weekend coming, but next weekend. But
Okay.
yeah, we'll talk about it later. And D Durrell, man, salute to you. But
What's up, brother?
I'm good. I'm good. So one thing I was gonna hit on, and Sub-Zero kind of tapped on it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I was just gonna talk about, your circle and the type of people that you hang around. I mean, you basically are who you hang around. You are the type of person you're gonna end up being the type of person who you hang around. So if you're hanging around people that's not productive or not trying to better themselves in any way, that's kind of where you're gonna sit at. You're gonna sit at. You know what I'm saying? If you want to move forward, get better, be productive, get into, let's say, the IT field or whatever, you got to start hanging around those types of people, and instead of people that's just gonna bring you down or whatever. And I just wanted to get this quick example. I like one thing I do. I have two guys that I grew up with, and we meet once a month. And one thing we do, we talk about our goals that we were planning on doing. It's all positive. And once we, lay out our goals or whatever, down the line, we hold each other accountable because we pretty much like-minded. We want to, succeed and do better or come up with something, or it could be business deals, whatever we've been coming up with. We talk about it and discuss it and hold each other accountable. You know what I'm saying? If you're not around those type of people that are gonna push you to be successful, then you're just gonna, be mediocre. You know what I'm saying? So if or you're not gonna reach your goals at the end of the day. And then also I heard who was that? Oh, I seen something in the chat where the guy was asking about a network of to getting into IT or whatever. Look at LinkedIn. I don't know if you have a LinkedIn profile, but that's one thing I always say during these Hall of Games is look into building a network on your LinkedIn, because you can meet a lot of people that are in these different fields that you're trying to get into. I think you said UX or UI. Yeah, it's a lot of people on there. Just search those tag words and you'll find people in those areas of IT that you're trying to get into. So just keep pushing, you know what I'm saying? And set goals and stick to those goals. And that's basically what I can add at this moment to the topic. Thank you, O'Shea.
All right. What's up, O'Shea? How you doing, brother?
Pretty good. What's going on?
All righty. So basically when speaking of this particular topic, I look at two things in regards to what I have observed with black men, particularly younger black men, in making changes, critical changes in their life. It's a matter of having confidence and having a lack of fear. And in a lot of situations, fear can be the prominent contributor to whether you decide to do something or not do something, or whether or not you feel you can become successful and non-successful, and so on. And as men, we cannot operate in this life if we want to be successful and be in fear of success and fear of failure. And we have to learn to overcome that and have confidence in ourselves. And even in failure, you can learn. So and in that you can be consistent and try again. Also, um, when we're looking at um, creating that change and so forth, or making those changes, we want to create a plan. I mean, I would not advise anyone to make major life changes without having a plan. And in a plan, you're drawing out, uh, you know, the steps in which you want to take to make those changes, and not just abruptly decide that, hey, I want to make this change and I want to do this and I want to do that. I mean, you want to have preparation for that. You want to carefully think it through. You want to look at the pros and cons. You want to look at the as far as the context in which you're attempting to do this and what can happen, and so forth. And I think if you have those things and you kind of look at those things before you actually make the change, it will increase your probability of being successful and making that change for the positive.
All right. Let's see. It's damn near 4 o'clock in the morning, so we're gonna wrap this up within the next 10 minutes. Anybody got anything else to say?
Black men, just don't be afraid to fail. Don't hang around stupid people, and keep your background clean. Keep your piss clean. Don't do drugs.
Oh yeah.
A lot of y'all Negroes like to hit the weed every now and then. Knowing that your piss gonna turn out dirty. Because I know a lot of IT jobs now they don't drug test. Matter of fact, on my first job out of college, I was a computer programmer. I never took a drug test. I didn't take a drug test for my second job. So IT is one of those fields where they don't drug test you, but you don't want to be where a job comes up in 24 months and they take a hair follicle. You doomed in. Because, Negroes will say, ain't no company going to spend that much to taste no hair follicle. Man, please, because idiots, what they'll do, they'll shave all, I done heard of the hood thing, shave all your hair off. They might grab it off your nut. They might grab it off your arm. I say, you got to go through all that, man. I don't think you need to be doing drugs then. And I was going to get to the credit. A lot of y'all don't have good credit. You run around here with a 450 credit score. And if you pull your TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax, you're going to see delinquencies. And a lot of y'all just don't realize you could be a medical doctor. Say O'Shea finishes medical school. They pull your credit and say, nah, cuz your credit too bad. And you're going to say, what credit got to do with my job? It plays a lot into it. If you're not responsible with your credit, how are you going to be responsible with anything else? And it's very serious. A lot of black men don't realize that. It prohibits you from getting jobs, loans, all kinds of things. So make sure you change your life. I changed my health last year. I lost 35 pounds. I'm close to my goal. I was eating better, working out, the stress from going to school and life, man. That's one thing. I don't know if we talk a lot about it on the channel, but take care of your mental health. Get stupid people around you. Please take care of your mental health. Your brain stress will kill you faster than cancer. Get rid of stupid people, family members. Change your phone number. Make it to where your family get in contact with you. They got to go 10 or 15 different avenues. You work hard for your money. You don't owe nobody nothing. Don't let people guilt trip you saying, man, you make 150,000 cuz you can loan us 5. No, don't let people guilt trip you. Don't get these thoughts pregnant. A lot of us cause our own demise. Just relax, just work. When you get there, celebrate it. Don't be flashy. I was watching the story, something on Prime Video and stuff about how people are taken down because of their flashiness. Just be humble, be confident. Know that you earned it. Don't let people come and, man, you didn't do nothing. No, you worked it and you earned it. Remember that. At the end of the day, if you need any reassurance, look at your pay stub and look at your credentials. Don't let people make you feel bad, because your family will do it. That nigga don't want to loan us no money because he got a lot of money. And how your family know, don't ever tell your family, anybody, how much you make. Don't let them know where you work at. We might have to do a Hall of Game on that, how to live in secret so your life will be better. And that's all I got to say.
Okay. All right. What's up, Antoine? Anybody else? Sorry, man. It's 4 o'clock, man. My bad. Go ahead. Anybody else?
Yeah, I guess final words, man. Look, 10 years ago, man, I was making $12 an hour as a produce manager in a grocery store. And I had to dig myself out the hole. And I did it step by step. It took a while, but I was able to get myself out of the rut that I was in. And man, you can do it. I'm sure right now somebody's watching this or listening that was, is financially in a rut right now. They don't know how, they don't see their way out. They tired of their job. They're tired of, not having a real viable skill. There is hope on the horizon. Life gets better. Don't give up. Keep your head up. And, like I said, if anybody wants to reach out to me, I have students that were sitting on the couch, unemployed, depressed, going through depression. Now they're making over 6 figures. You know what I'm saying? So I thank God I was the conduit through which they were able to get that done. So, and you don't have to necessarily go through me. I'm not just saying this for me, just in general. It may not even be IT. Everybody talks about it. trucking, it might be whatever. But you know what I'm saying? A lot of times, man, you know, like the brother just said a second ago, if you don't look at your own shortcomings and your own bad habits, that'll stop you before anything. 9 times out of 10. It's not. I know we listen and we're entertained on these videos about racism, white supremacy, and the white man and the man. Bro, you'd be surprised. First of all, it'd be a brother that'll knock you down way before a white man will. That's just, you know what I'm saying? I'll be straight up with you. You know what I'm saying? My first real estate deal, I had a white guy give me $5,000 to help me finish my property because my dad worked with him for 30 years and my dad was trustworthy. Just on the strength of my dad's name, he loaned $5,000 to help me get my first house. White guy, you know what I'm saying? And he, you know, so I can't, you'd be surprised. They always say when you got a car and the car breaks down and you get out the car and start pushing, people will pull over and try to help you push that car. But if the car break down and you just sit there,
right,
nobody's gonna help you. You're gonna be there forever.
Right.
So, you know, start bailing the water out of the boat, plug the holes and start, you know, bailing it out, paying your debt off $50 a month, whatever you got to do. And you'd be surprised the snowball effect when it comes to debt, when it comes to savings, when you see your debt moving away, it becomes an obsession. So, hey, man, I appreciate you, O'Shea, man. You let me know when you want to do that convention, brother. I ain't forgot about you.
All right. Shout out to, let's see, Brother Yardley Moy. What's going on? Brother, who's here? Who is this? Oh, look who it is. Tutorial review. Oh.
What up?
How's doing? Hold on. He came back. Okay, hold on. Go ahead, D Darrell and keep it taking. I'm gonna let Mediocre. I'm gonna make some money off this nigga real quick.
Let me go down and hop in that one time. This will be my last statement I want to put out there though. I mean, basically, I wanted to just I guess the last thing is just to say, you know, take time away from entertainment. I know we all like YouTube. I know we like you know, all this entertainment, Netflix, Facebook, and you know, all these different things. They are considered distractions. They do have apps that you can install on your phones, your Android phone or your, you know, iOS phone or whatever, to, you know, help track and slow down, you know, the time that you spend on social media. You know what I'm saying? That could be a heavy distraction, especially if you're trying to get into like IT. And the reason I bring it up because, you know, I've been in the IT field for years, making, you know, 6 figures in certain instances, but it takes a lot of hard work and dedication. You know what I'm saying? You can't spend spend a lot of time on entertainment. You can only spend so much, you know, on that. And then you have to, you know, study because this technology is changing. Just like the dissertation that Dr. D was talking about, he wrote about how automation is coming, how it's moving in to a lot of, you know, manual labor type positions. That is coming. And so you want to stay or get in. If you're trying to get into the IT field, then, you know, you got to stay on top of the emerging technology that's coming out here. So you can't spend a lot of time on entertainment, social media and all that stuff. So that's all I wanted to say, but I appreciate you, O'Shea. And I guess we'll say closing words at the end. But that's all I got at the moment.
Okay. I'm a shout out to O'Shea Linux and Brother Before the Billions. I guess I'll stay a little bit longer because Mediocre, it's hard to get him on here because, you know, he made all this money now, you know. He get more views than me. You know, I'm hating on you too. I'm gonna hate on you,
brother.
I mean, that boy done got 100,000 views in 45 seconds. But
listen. Well, here's the thing: is I wanted to, and I didn't know that you guys were about to sign off, but I wanted to interject with a couple quick points in it.
Yeah. Go do your thing, man. Do your thing, and listen. I get some coffee.
Okay, yeah, for sure. Well, actually, you know, the title of the video when I first looked at it, and I thought through like the different stages that I've had in my life in developing who I was. Like, you know, you think from like, you know, when you were a teenager and you just want to be like probably the best video game player or the sports athlete. Or right, like when you start to get a little bit older, you want to go to like the best school possible, right? Like, or you know, you about to graduate, you want to go to, you know, get like the best type of job for the type of skill set that you have. I would say like, you know, one of the biggest things in kind of each stage in your life when you're flipping from one stage to the other, and I think like a lot of this can help a lot of brothers that might feel stuck or locked, is the improvement of your network and the people in and around you. And I think I heard it in backstage. I think I heard Keep It Techie reference this. But, you know, I actually just talked about this not too long on my channel. You know, as cliche as what it is, like your network is your net worth. And that is so abundantly true, because at each one of these stages, it was always about who was my examples, right? Or who was mentoring me through those different things, right? I never would have tried to go get an MBA if my network didn't consist of people with an MBA. I wouldn't have tried to go to college, my undergraduate, unless my network of people were talking about going to go to college, right? Like I wouldn't have worked on my jumper back in the day unless my friends around me, you know, on the basketball courts back in high school was working on their jumper and trying to improve themselves. So your network is extremely powerful and impactful. And not even just those that you would consider on your same level, but those up and above, which, O'Shea, when I thought about the title of this video, I thought of you, right? So like, I would not be posting daily on my channel if I didn't see O'Shea do it, right? And O'Shea, a part of my network, and looking at this brother killing it years before I even got on here, and I'm looking at his strategy, taking down notes like, whoa, this brother's posted 3 to 4 times per day. Hold on, let me turn up my audio real quick, feel like people cannot hear me. But right, so I think that it's very important that if you are focused on being successful, you have to be intentional and look out into the spaces that you are in, improve your network, reach out to others, collaborate, which brings me to my next point as well, which is don't be scared of failure. Like, for example, back when I had couple thousand subscribers, I want to say like 4,000 to 5,000 subscribers, I reached out to O'Shea and was like, yo, O'Shea, Hall of Game, this is my background, I'm down to come down and just, you know, speak, you know, about whatever, right? And you know, the brother was gracious enough to allow me to come on and to talk through these different things, and I'm forever grateful and appreciative of that, right? And the thing is that if I let the fear of not knowing him withhold me from reaching out to him, then I would have never had that opportunity to show my talents. You understand what I'm saying? So as long as you are intentional about your time, you're intentional about your network, and you're intentional about the fear of whatever it is, overcoming the stress, the anxiety, the not feeling like you deserve to be there. And listen, let me also talk about this as well. That fear is really a muscle that you can build on and work on to reduce, right? Like your level of anxiety, like with YouTube, like for example, when I first started live streaming, it was one of the most scariest things I ever tried to do in my life. And now it's just like, oh shit, O'Shea's doing something. Hold on, let me just turn on the camera real quick and let me just go and just start freestyling and flowing. You know, and I bring that up too because there's a lot of people that ask me, you know, how I transitioned from what I did in corporate America to trying to do things from a YouTube perspective. And it was just overcoming the fear at each one of the steps and throwing myself, you know, out there. But, and I know you're trying to go, O'Shea.
No. I'm gonna say, no. Yeah, I was about, but I can stay on for about another few minutes. I might go get some coffee. But yeah, man, I'm glad to have you because you know the thing is, all the brothers add to the conversation. But the reason why I like for you to come on here is because on the platform, I remember when you only had like 4,000 subscribers. Now you get more views than me. Man, you get more views than everybody.
It's a roller coaster.
In just 6 months, right? You know, not only do you have an MBA, you're just doing so great, man. Like, and I love to see it.
Thank you,
man. You killing it every day, bro. Like, thank you, bro. Every video is the truth.
Thank you, bro. But a year ago, every video was shit. Right?
Yeah.
Like they right. So, but I just kept at it. I kept looking out into the space. I took a look at what you were doing. I was taking a look at everybody, and I was just like, okay, what are they doing? Write down notes. And I became addicted to it. I became addicted to studying the game, to studying the business. And I think like when we talk about intentionality, there's a lot of young brothers who have not seen that level of commitment, right, in and around their life. I've seen it. I've had glowing examples of, oh, he's not going to stop until he wins. He's not going to stop until he gets that W, right? And if you don't see that growing up or wherever you're at, you may not understand the hustle that it takes, the grind that it takes in order to get a degree of success or whatever it is that you're trying to get to. Like I have some young brothers that I coach, and here's the thing. When I ask them questions like, okay, where do you see yourselves in 5 to 10 years? And they start kind of talking about like these high level things that they think that they could do. And if they name like 3 to 5 different things, I say, okay, of those 3 to 5 different things, how many hours per week are you working on improving a skill set to get to that end result? And what I come to find out is that a lot of these young men are masters of their Netflix catalog and is not trying to master the goals that they have for themselves in 5 to 10 years. So it comes down to a math equation. You got how many hours in a week? How many hours are you focused in on intentionally building up your skill set, your acumen, and whatever it is that you're interested in, and take an honest audit of what you're doing. And whatever it is, you're probably gonna need even more than that, because you got hungry dudes out there like O'Shea that's just dropping 3 videos a day, no problem.
Yeah, and let me say this. I'm echoing somebody. Who is it? Let me
That
see.
might be me. Let me mute.
Oh. All right, I'm gonna just be. I'm not trying to brag or anything, right? But it's like I think mediocre probably is there now, where it's like I don't even need the money no more. You know what I mean? I mean, he probably don't want to say that, but I know he there because I know he there. He there. Like, man.
Well,
But you know what the thing?
So I will say this is like, I'm still working full time.
Right.
So I'm still working full time, and I'm still trying to drop a video a day. So
Right.
now it's like, and I don't know what type of roller coaster that I'm on. I mean, hopefully it still goes up, but I'm a conservative, risk averse person. So I'm going to try to continue to manage both. But it drives me crazy because I don't have any time in the day because I'm trying to build so much. So I think in the future, I'd have to consider if I want to continue the entrepreneurial route as well as the white collar route.
Right.
But the beauty in that is that I have the option.
Right.
But it's because I held myself in creation jail for years, building towards that. Now, now there's a lot of young brothers that feel like I just need a lotto ticket, like I just need this get money quick scheme. I need this Forex to blow up because my man's did it and he's showing a couple of $100 bills on his Instagram, and it's like this quick, fast money, get it quick type of ish. And it's like, no. Unless you win the lotto, you're not gonna be able to get it that way. Like, but there's other tried and true ways, but it requires intentionality. It requires intellectual horsepower. And let me also say this as well. I was never the smartest person. I've always been a B minus E to B student, always. But I noticed that when I really applied myself, when I really liked something, I was, I could get A's, like if I wanted to. But if not, I was C plus, C, a couple of times as well, B minus type of student. So I just want to say that to say that no matter what your holdup is, if you think it's your level of intelligence, if it's, you came from a broken home, like I'm telling you, there's nothing that me or any of these other successful brothers on the panel separates us, right? Like it's nothing that separates us. As long as you grind, as long as you put that effort and you're intentional about it, you could do things that those who knew you growing up never thought that you could do. You could make switches into that.
Right. I remember when the you said put yourself on mute, Tucker. So I remember when the Steelers played the Arizona Cardinals in the Super Bowl when they had Kurt Warner, and Arizona almost won. And I was like, man, Arizona, man, they were typically always terrible. And then one of my mentors was like, it doesn't matter, they're good now. I always remember that because they were terrible, but not that year. They almost won. If Kurt Warner would have threw that interception right in the middle of the field and that linebacker took it back for 100 yards, they would have won the game. But let me just say this also. you know, for guys that maybe are on the panel, and I'll tell you this, I'm not the richest person in the world, but I don't even do YouTube for money anymore because after you make so much money doing this shit, it's what else can you buy? Like, I'm just gonna be honest. Like, since 2016, there's nothing that if I wanted to buy it, I couldn't buy it. The reason why I do what I do is I just like being good. And that's one thing I want guys to try to understand. You know, worry about being good at what you do. A lot of guys want to come and do YouTube for money or do medicine for money or do whatever for whatever money. And I mean, money is the end result. But I can't say that money is what makes me want to do anything anymore. It's just about that I just want to be good at what I do. My dad told me, like, you know, if you're going to mop the floor, try to be the best at it. And that's I'm addicted to the grind of life. I like hard shit because I know that it makes me work hard for things. And so what I want a lot of brothers to understand is that, you know, this whole thing about the grind and doing things that nobody sees you and making changes when nobody can vouch for you. If you're the kind of person that likes stuff like that, you're gonna do really well in life. If you're a person that don't like that, you need to find out how to start liking it. Because for me, it really, when I know that you niggas are asleep and I'm up, I love that. Like, I know that because I don't think you're gonna do it. You know, like, I don't think you want it that bad. You know what I mean? When I was taking that, I took a PC to Uganda. It was $850 to ship it to me on Qatar Airlines, and I looked like an idiot when I was doing that stuff. But I'm thinking to myself the whole time, I know that nobody is crazy enough to do this shit, and I know that because they won't do it, I'm gonna have the opportunity. And that's the thing about me. I love to believe that I can make a way for myself because I just don't feel that you're going to do it like that. So, and a lot of people will quit, or they will give up, or they will make excuses. And even if I get a setback, I'm the kind of person that I want to come back from that setback and go harder because I just want to win. You know, I'm a person that want to learn from that mistake because you're going to have those mistakes. I think if you are a black man that you can stay encouraged, you can encourage yourself, and you can just, you know, understand that most people don't want to do what it takes to be good. Then if I get off on knowing that I'm gonna do it and you're not gonna do it. Like, I love that. It's not even about, oh, okay, you made $50,000 in a month or $20,000 in a month. I mean, I don't even care about that shit anymore. I used to. Now I don't care about that because I made so much money in the last 4 years in whatever I'm doing and a whole different lot of stuff. I don't even care about those things. At least enough money for me. There's guys make way more money than me, but for me, it's a lot of money. But I will say I'm addicted to trying to be good, you know, and I think that, you know, if and I take pride in my work, you know, and I think a lot of black men took pride in what they do. The money comes, you know, you change the behaviors, the outcomes are money. You know, you change the behaviors, the outcomes are better neighborhoods, the outcomes are all of these things. But you can't get, a lot of people want to get money without changing shit. It just don't work that way, unless you want to rob somebody and go to jail. So what I'll do is let me turn it over to Dr. D and some other brothers over here. I'll mute myself and then we'll keep it going. Thank you, Mr. Collins. Go ahead. Who won the win on the topic?
Yeah, I was just going to just make a short comment. I think appreciate the brothers. You all making great comments, and they kind of talked about the mental aspect of it and so forth. And to change, just like you condition, you can always condition yourself to do things as far as your work ethic, just like you learn bad habits, as we talked about, as it relates to overuse of social media, different distractions and so forth. You can always work on reconditioning yourself to do certain other behaviors, replacing those negative behaviors with other productive behaviors. And it's just a matter of you kind of identifying those things you want to change and what are you going to replace those behaviors with. And if you're working towards certain goals, you may want to look at the fact that, maybe I need to replace, a few hours of on social media with maybe reading other books on how to do whatever different, field you want to get into, whatever field of study, whatever skills you're trying to learn. Or maybe I need to take away from, doing some other different things or watching television or music and things of that sort. You replace those behaviors with other behaviors that are more productive and that are conducive to the change that you want to make. So just wanted to just comment on that.
Cool. And let me add to that a little bit. Most of the time, majority of the time, when you're starting something out new or you're making a change or whatever, it's gonna be like super tough in the beginning. It's gonna be super tough all the time in the beginning. But over time, you understand the habits that you need to change, or the
Right,
just
right.
basically the changes that you need to make. It could be like for instance, I always use IT, but the way you study certain things in IT, it may you start to get an understanding of how to actually study that, and so it gets easier and easier where it doesn't even feel like it's hard work. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you start changing your mindset to where certain things relate to previous things that you've learned in the IT field. So I mean that's kind of what I get related to. But eventually over time, basically what I'm saying is things that get easier and easier. You just have to put in that initial hard work, and yeah, it's going to be hard work in the future, but it's going to feel easier because you have a better understanding of how to actually manage that work and manage that studying and all that. So that's all I wanted to add. Go ahead.
So I wanted to kind of state, like, in relation to myself, like I'm getting ready to make a major change in my business. I have a location in Dallas where I basically have planned to relocate out of the city of Dallas. I made those plans 6 months ago, and when towards the end of March of this year, I'll be relocating to a different city in Texas, and I will be continue on those particular services that I'll provide. And I work in the mental health field, and I have a facility out there in Dallas. And so in doing that, it took planning. I just can't say, I want to relocate. I had to do the research on the demographic of me moving to the particular city that I'm going to be moving the business to, looking at the type of insurances, all the things that make up as far as the clientele and the service that I'm going to be providing, so that I can tailor it to the makeup of the city that I'm going to be moving in, because it's the demographics. It's is totally different from the way I was operating in the city of Dallas. So and in doing that is a risk. As we kind of repetitively talked about the issue of risk, and not being afraid to fail, but in that is a risk. It may work, it may not work. But what I'm doing is, in preparation of that, I did my research, and I did my due diligence to put myself in the best position to win. So when it does happen, I'll be prepared, and there will be smooth continuity from going from one city to another.
All right, you're muted.
Oh, one thing black men also can do with your money. This is the rule that I was taught by family and by my parents. If 1 week paycheck does not pay something, you do not buy it. That means you don't put two bills together, two paychecks to pay one bill. Basically, if you find a house and the mortgage is $1,500, that means your weekly paycheck needs to be $1,500. You don't say, well, I'm gonna put first week and second week together to pay the mortgage. That's how you get behind. And another thing is too, black men always pretend something is gonna happen. Ever since I was little, that's how we were raised. That's why I have a good bit of savings. Always pretend, if you go to work, if they lay me off, what am I gonna do tomorrow? Don't ever think going into a job, that job is always gonna be there. That way, when the pandemic happened, brothers like on the panel were already prepared, saying, you know what, I've been preparing for stuff like this. You never live life thinking, well, they're going to always need me at this job. There were 70 million people that thought that and don't have a job right now. You always have a contingency plan. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, every day I go on Indeed.com and I send my resume out. You know what? Because I want to see, is my resume up to par to where I can get a VP position or director position. If I get hits and they want to interview me, that let me know my job skill is up to date. If not, that means I need to find something else to work on or find a better way to write my resume. But you cannot go through life playing half-ass right now. As I always say with the football analogy, you are a cornerback. I think everybody on here can agree Deion Sanders was probably the greatest cornerback. One of the best things they did with Deion Sanders, they put him in man-to-man. That means no safety over the top. One-on-one, that's how you got to think about life as a black man. Nobody's coming to help you. Your ass cannot get beat off the line, because if the receiver gets in front of you and they throw the ball, it's over. You have to play defense in life. And I live life, especially with 2021 going on, like what debts? Last year I paid on a lot of debt. I always had a plan, but I focused even harder on it. Just think about it. If you lose your job, what's your contingency plan? If your car breaks, what's your contingency plan? A lot of black men go through life thinking, well, things might not work out, but I'm gonna wing it. Nah, everybody else can do that, but your black ass can't do that. You're gonna not have a job. And we need to stop lying to black men. The guys on the panel ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna straight up tell you, if you single, you need to have 2 cars. For one, you too damn old to be calling into work talking about I can't get to work. I'm 36 years old. What kind of shit that is? I can't get to work. That's a 20-year-old excuse. As you get older, you have to make sure you have your shit in order, because people are looking at you. As O'Shea said in a video, I ain't gonna tell y'all, I go listen to O'Shea videos from 16 to 17. I think it was the video about, does she want a hardworking man? He said, it's sad to say this, but nobody expects black men to have anything important to do. We need to change that narrative. The guys on the panel have something important to do. I tell my fiance, I have stuff to do. Regardless or not, with these women, love don't pay no damn bills. You want to see how good love is? Wait till the lights off and the roaches crawling over you. You're going to see how fast a woman leaves you. She may leave you regardless. We're going to just keep it 100 like that, as they say. But your ass needs to make sure you're stable. As Kevin Samuels says, men need to always be in a position where they can walk away. You don't need to be tied to something to where you got to continuously try to figure out what to do. You stressed. Your health goes down. Your mental health goes down. Put yourself in the position to win. A lot of y'all cause your own damn problems. I'm gonna be honest with you. Out here chasing women. When I was in college doing computer science, we're in the damn junior year, a year away, 24 to 30 credits. Negroes gonna say, cuz I'm switching my degree to business. Nigga, we only got 1 year left. You don't went 3/4 of the way through, cuz you know this getting too hard. I'm like, I don't know all about linear algebra and how to do regression and how to damn write these programs. But my ass went in there, talked to the teacher, trying to write Java and bloodshed, going to do the what is it? We were doing all kinds of old programs, C#, everything, doing push pop, doing the garbage in, the garbage out. I said, man, I don't remember half this shit. If you put that in front of me now, I haven't programmed about 9 years. I'm gonna say, dog, I don't even know. You might as well go ahead and fire me, because I haven't programmed in so long. And the thing is, you can't quit when you're that close to the end of the finish line. A lot of y'all failing like because you to the finish line and you quit. You cannot quit. If you're losing weight and you hit a plateau, you got to find a different way to lose weight. Stop quitting when shit gets tough. Black men, a lot of y'all have no heart, talking about you got heart. If you have heart, you will see things the way you will see the process to the end. Y'all don't have no heart. A lot of the young kids now are soft. As soon as something gets tough, man, I'm quitting, man. It can't be that damn hard to make money. If it wasn't that hard, everybody else would be trying to do it. It is hard to be a fucking adult. When people see you have to be an adult, they quit. They'll go live with their parents. They'll try to steal, but they always trying to find a shortcut. There are no shortcuts in life, and that's the last thing I would say. Always remember, there are no shortcuts to the top of a mountain. Your ass got to climb it just like the same way everybody else does.
Hello.
Yep.
And let me get Brother Blake. Shout out to the panel. Glad to see Brother building. Protect yourself first, foremost. Thank you. If you can't buy 5, you can't buy 1. Guys, it was a good. I'm gonna do another one on Friday because I can't deal with you niggas No more this week. But Friday though. I got shit to do. So I definitely appreciate all the brothers coming in. Thank you. So I guess that cussing out did you niggas some good because I got almost 500, and we ain't talking about no weaves and no sandals, and you niggas showed the fuck up. See, now let me say this real quick. Why do I gotta cuss you niggas out to get y'all to do something right? Like, why do it gotta be like that? I always have to cuss niggas out to get them to do something that makes some goddamn sense. This is why y'all not going to be shit in life. This is what I'm talking about. You have to do nigga shit to get. So you cannot talk nice to niggas. You have to get all emotional, cuss them out. Your mama ain't this and daddy ain't this. Why do it always got to be like that with black people? This is why y'all not gonna do the right thing. This is the reason why. Why do I know? I've been dealing with y'all for over 39 years. And you gotta threaten, break hella shit, threaten to, shoot people and all this other stuff. This is what you gotta do. But if it works, it works. I want to give a shout out to Mediocre. Man, he is doing a great job, man, on that channel. I think people watching you because you light skinned. I gotta say something. I gotta say something as to why you doing so good, nigga. How you doing? So I gotta hate on you. But I'm saying you are not a dusty creator. And all these other guys out there that y'all are dusty creators, when you take the business serious, this is what you get.
Shit, I'm the leader of the dust free world. You know what I'm saying? I'm very good at taking that moniker on my back. You understand what I'm saying? As long
dust
as
free.
Change.
Dust free.
There it is. And just real quick too, I had just 3 quick points that I just
want
to just talk about real quick. So let me just say it like this. Excuses don't make no money. Excuses don't add value to your purpose. Okay? I think that's very important for me to say. Excuses are tools of the incompetent. All right? Take an honest audit of your life. How often do you make excuses and don't seek accountability in your actions? How often does that happen? How often? Ask yourself that. The next thing that I want to touch on, if you guys are feeling like if you get past the stage of accepting accountability for the amount of effort that you put into the change that you want to make, oftentimes you have a laundry list of things that you need to change, and it could seem overwhelming, right? So I'd say make a roadmap and put goals on that roadmap. I think that it's very key to piecemeal change within your life. Like, brief example, I've always had a shady diet. Let's just say it like that. I was raised single father. My father didn't know how to cook. We made it though. You understand? I was a super skinny kid. He didn't really eat well and really know about nutrition. So as I got older and got out the house, went to college, I wanted to work on my nutrition as well as all of the other things that I wanted to work on. So year by year, I started adding little things to my diet, right? And it's just don't all of a sudden jump over the ledge and all of a sudden you're a vegetarian, right? Piecemeal different changes within your life. Create a plan, create a roadmap to make those changes, okay? The last thing I want to hit on is your health. None of this you can do if you're not healthy, right?
Hello.
If you're not working out, if you are making sure that your bench press game is appropriate, your cardio is appropriate, right? If you're not getting yearly physicals, making sure that your cholesterol is in check, your blood pressure is in check, all of this, all of the money, all of the purpose goes out the window if you fall ill, right? And we all know, the generation above us, actually 2 generations above us, they weren't that good at going to the doctor and getting checked out and being proactive as opposed to reactive to the health. So you guys have to remain as healthy as possible, because I tell you what, if you're not sleeping well, you're not drinking a lot of water, your diet's trash, and you got a whole bunch of other things that are ailing you, there's no way that you're going to beat me. There's no way, because I'm more healthy, right? And you have to be your most healthy to optimize what you're doing in a day. Because if I'm able to work 10 hours per day and all you can do is 4 hours a day, because the other time you're, not healthy, you're not feeling good about yourself, you're depressed, well, I'm going to end up beating you just from sheer hours. So final 3 points.
That's true. And that coronavirus will get you out of here too. Quick, fast, and hurry. So that COVID, once it get hold of you, nigga, you might be going bye-bye. Yeah, because some people is just some folks is completely healthy. It affects people different. So, just know that. Shout out to brother Cardio. Salute brothers to taking care of the health. Please, MTR, enlighten the bros. Thank you, brother. Now he got a lot of money. He got that smile. He got some good credit. Don't he? Look at him. Look at him.
That's a great headshot.
Yeah, nigga. I just paid my house note, nigga. So now that we have given you some decent stuff, I wasn't gonna do this, but I'm gonna do it right now. I do have a Kevin Samuels video coming right now. Hate to use Kevin Samuels tonight. I use MTR, but I'm about to use Kevin Samuels. Got to use you niggas to make money. Fuck it. I'm just gonna be real. I'm sorry. You niggas are hot right now, so I'm gonna use you niggas to make money. That's the least I can do is make money off you niggas. So you should be famous. So guys, look. Yeah, it's really I blame Solo for this because he the one that gave me the video, but I am doing a response. Yes, everybody, we know that Dr. Dre is in the hospital. We're gonna do a video. Everybody's gonna do a video about that. Like, we do know. Thank you, Cardaro. All right. So guys, listen. Go to the premiere right now. I'm gonna start it actually right now because I'm getting ready to get off here. It's 5 a.m. So let me just go ahead and public make it premiere. So yeah, I'm roasting some people over here. So I heard that you have a Discord, brother. Yeah. So I'll get the information from you here. I know whenever I email you, I gotta go through a whole bunch of other emails, but because you're doing your thing now. So guys, come over. I have a new premiere going on right now, and I'll see you guys in 60 seconds. Go to the Kevin Samuels video. It's right here on this channel. Guys, thank you, Dr. D. Thank you, Mediocre Tutorials. And come over to the premiere right now, guys. Thank you, Joe Jackson. Thanks again for MTR. Keep it techie. See you guys on the premiere. I'm going over there right now. Peace.
Peace.